This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
All right, it's 6:53. Time to get you ready to take on your Tuesday in the morning sprint.
Destiny Richards is live at My Fresh Basket with healthy Super Bowl Sunday snacks.
Nikki Torres is following plenty of rain, which will be continuing throughout the week. But first to Caroline Flynn with a warning for Americans this morning regarding the coronavirus.
Yeah, so the State Department is urging Americans to avoid traveling to all of China. The warning comes as authorities in China release an updated number of cases they're treating. Now over 4,500 people have been diagnosed and over 100 people have died. The CDC says here in our country there are 5 confirmed cases and more than 100 people being tested, including 2 students at the University of Washington in Seattle. More Americans will be arriving in the next 24 hours on a charter flight from China to Southern California. They'll be stopping in Anchorage, Alaska, and if anyone exhibits symptoms, they'll be treated there.
A traffic alert as you head out this morning. Trooper Jeff 70 with Washington State Patrol is reporting 2 crashes, both in North Spokane County on State Route 395. He says officials are responding to slush on the roadways in the area. A good reminder, slow down out there.
Spokane police are still investigating who hit and killed a man near Gonzaga earlier this month, leaving him to die on the street. The family of 50-year-old Michael Donahue has turned their grief into action, hoping to protect other people living on the streets. The 50-year-old was hit crossing Hamilton Street near Spokane Falls Boulevard. Police say the driver abandoned the car a few blocks away. Detectives still trying to figure out who was behind the wheel. Donahue's family wants to keep his memory alive and possibly save other lives in the process, so they've teamed up with Giving Backpacks, a nonprofit that supplies homeless people with basic items to survive. Donahue's family also bought rolls of reflective tape, which will now go on every backpack handed out.
Thanks to a $31 million budget shortfall, your children in Spokane elementary schools have been without specialists in science, music, art, health and fitness, even the library. But the district says that could change next year. Spokane Public Schools cut back on those positions last year when a change in education funding left the district without local levy money. The district is considering restructuring its elementary specialist model and is asking for your input at community forums this week.
We will continue to see more wet weather throughout the rest of our morning and even throughout our afternoon and possibly our evening. So be prepared for that. More wet weather, more rainfall, even a little bit of some rain and snow for our higher elevations. Temperatures today are going to be in the low 40s, 50 in Moses Lake, and you can expect, once again, more wet weather to finish off our work week. We might have a little warm up into the 50s on Friday and Saturday.
Smoke and flames rose from GW Hunter's restaurant in Post Falls last night. It took Kootenai County Fire and Rescue about 2 hours to get it put out. A driver passing by on I-90 called 911 around 4:30 in the afternoon. Fire crews say the fire started in an attic. The flames caused some structural damage. Smoke and water damage the main part of the restaurant. The cause of that fire is under investigation.
Another fire in Post Falls broke out hours later near the 1800 block of South Signal Drive. Fire crews say a small chimney fire caused some minor damage. No one was hurt. The fire department did need some help at the scene, though. An engine got stuck turning up the muddy driveway. A large tow truck was called in to pull it out.
President Trump's travel ban will be back in court today. The 4th Circuit Court of Appeals will hear arguments in 3 lawsuits filed by U.S. citizens and permanent residents whose relatives can't enter the U.S. because of that ban. U.S. Supreme Court upheld the ban on travelers from several countries with predominantly Muslim populations in 2018. But the appeals court will hear arguments from groups hoping to keep legal challenges going.
Rain, snow, sun. This winter season in the inland Northwest has seen it all. The combination of all those elements has created the perfect storm, and you've probably found yourself in the eye of it several times already. This season, crews have already filled over 200 potholes with a temporary fix. In the warmer spring and summer months, crews will fill the holes with a more permanent, long-term asphalt. Crews say they fill about 50 potholes every day, hundreds of potholes every week. The easiest way to report a pothole is to dial 311. You can also go to SpokaneCity.org and look for the My Spokane tab. The city of Spokane says it'll take about 48 hours for them to get there and fill that hole.
All right, coming up next on Good Morning America, the latest on the helicopter crash that killed NBA legend Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and 7 others. Last night, the NBA and WNBA shared touching tributes.
And this morning, we are learning more about all the passengers who were on board that helicopter, including fathers, mothers, and children.
You don't know if there's a tomorrow. He's going to leave a legend with that baseball field.
Friends and family of those victims honoring their loved ones this morning.
Whether you're alone or with family and friends this Super Bowl Sunday, you can come down to My Fresh Basket to get all of your healthy snacking needs and healthy alternatives to foods that would otherwise be pretty unhealthy. They have great hours Monday through Sunday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. They're located at Summit Parkway at Kendall Yards. And if you want to cook something, they've got great game day recipes on their website. Be sure to check it out.
Medical experts will join a group of Spokane moms tonight to talk about postpartum depression. Miranda Cheney is the photographer behind a new photo series on this. All the women you see are local moms, including Kimberly Cooey. She helped Cheney come up with the idea of doing this. Both women experienced depression after giving birth and wanted to remind other people that they're not alone in this. It takes place at Weather and Associates Consulting at South Madison Street from 6:30 to 8:30 tonight. Anyone who goes will hear from a panel of experts and will see the exhibit of Cheney's photos. We have more information on the event at KXLY.com.
All right, you can see wet weather, wet roads. Be sure to slow down, especially on the highways. You do not want to hydroplane out there. Even our higher elevations are seeing some rain and snow for this morning as well. That will continue throughout our afternoon. And we're actually expecting about 44 degrees for that high temperature in Spokane for today. That is above average this time of year. But we're also seeing some patchy fog out there for this morning, which is giving us some lower visibility levels, more rainfall, and maybe even some sideways rain to come throughout this afternoon. We are expecting some pretty gusty winds throughout the rest of the hours as well. 35 degrees for tonight, rain and mostly cloudy skies, and actually more rainfall in the forecast for tomorrow as well. 42 degrees as we get closer to the weekend, even some 50s.
Just get used to being wet.
I think that's what we need to do. But then the warmth is coming.
Yeah.
All right, GMA starts right now. We'll see you.